So we all know the famous "We Can Do It" poster. Not only is it super famous, but I would call it timeless, and here's why. So even though it became super popular in the 80s, it was actually created in the 40s, 1943 to be exact. And at this time was when World War II was happening. So millions of soldiers were overseas fighting in the war. So, with all the men overseas, the women had to step in and take on these factory jobs. And so, to encourage the women, they created a series of these posters that only hung for a couple weeks at a time, right? Well, 6 million women entered the workforce, and yeah, coincidentally, one not having to do with the other, Norman Rockwell, a famous artist you may know of, painted this painting, and it ended up going on the cover of a very popular magazine. And as you can see in the photo, she's got Rosie on her bag there. And she's stepping on a copy of a book of Mein Kampf, which kind of represents like the war, World War II, and whatnot. Now, keep in mind, she's not actually just, this isn't a real person, it's actually just a representation and the symbolism of a Rosie, one of the 6 million women who went into the workforce to make sure that we had our work covered. And as a matter of fact, the woman that he used for the model was named Mary Doyle Keith. So, and at the same time, there was a huge hit called Rosie the Riveter that I will actually play in the background of the video. So you'll hear that. And so with this, it kind of seems like the song, and seems that the song is based off of this photo and this that was on the cover of that magazine. So even though this had nothing to do with this, in a way, it all came full circle because in the 80s, when the original poster resurfaced, a woman by the name of Geraldine Doyle, I believe, from Lansing, Michigan, Lansing, Michigan, claimed to be the Rosie the Riveter. As a matter of fact, it says it in her obituary that she was Rosie the Riveter, but couldn't really prove that that was her. And that's what most people believed until a professor in 2011 who was really fascinated by the whole thing, he ended up doing research and found a picture, motivation or his inspiration for the original "We Can Do It" poster. So, and by the way, the lady's name was Naomi Parker Fraley, and this is what she looked like. I think she's no longer, I think she's passed away, but apparently, I guess they were like, so in actuality, there's not a real Rosie the Riveter. Rosie the Riveter is a symbolism for the women who went to work to support America and their families. A timeless, timeless classic that we still, to this day, is popular. So you tell me, who's the real Rosie?